Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, The Housewife Historian. If you are listening or watching today from YouTube or listening from the podcast, make sure that you guys comment. Let me know where you're watching or listening from. This is going to be just a quick little recap. There's a couple of things I wanted to touch base with my listeners, only because we talked about a specific blind item that was making its rounds on Twitter a few days ago, and the blind item was sort of giving the implication, it felt like, to a lot of people online, that the blind item was referring to Melissa, but it was not. So, I want to make sure that we get all of that corrected and all of that cleared up, because I know there were other bloggers and people resharing this blind item. Some of them shared photos of Melissa with the blind items, of course, giving more fuel to the fans and the followers into thinking that this blind item was about Melissa, when it turns out it was not. So we're going to go over that and correct that so there's no other issues. Make sure you guys hit the like button if you are listening on my podcast, and make sure that you guys hit that 5-star review. If you have any questions, you guys can always email me at housewifehistorian2022@gmail.com. Okay, let's start with the blind item just so that we can get that corrected. There was a blind item making its rounds on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. We talked about it a couple of days ago, and it was a blind item that referenced a small family owned cheerleading camp slash gym. And the blind items, so typically when we speak about blind items, they come from a gentleman who goes by the name NT Lawyer, who's been doing blind items for over a decade, who's actually in the industry. There's a whole website that, people have tried to figure out who this person is. Some people have even affiliated it possibly being Robert Downey Jr. So typically when I talk about a blind item, that's where I'm getting it from. But this blind item was making its rounds on Twitter, and it was coming from a Bravo Babe account. But the person alleged to be from New Jersey, and they put in parentheses that their niece attended this same cheerleading camp slash gym that this money was allegedly owed to. The blind item also said that it was family run, that it was like a small family mom and pop gym that actually almost had to close its doors during COVID. And because of that, the Patreons were getting frustrated that they knew that this money was owed, and that this housewife continued to flaunt things around town that was making people that go to this gym upset. So naturally, Antonia, graduating from college, going away to college last year, cheerleading, the pictures that were associated with the blind item, even the conversation from the person that posted the blind item, and kind of got the feeling it was a little bit about Melissa, but it turns out that it was actually referencing, allegedly, Danielle Cabral. Um, I'm a little not surprised, because I don't think that Danielle's financials are, she's like the Monica. Even though she's like the Monica, and so is Melissa from Salt Lake City. Like, Melissa and Monica both have that drive to do anything to be on the show. When it comes to like financials as well, I think that Monica and Danielle are probably right there on that same line, right? Because we know that Danielle has a nice home, but we know that it was remodeled through HGTV. Like a show they did through the home HGTV network that remodeled their home in 6 weeks. And we know that they live about an hour away from the other ladies. That's why I'm surprised that she didn't pay the bill for the daughter. Hey, Lisa. Hey, I got your email. I hope that you got my response. I'm just talking about how this blind item gave Melissa vibes, but it turns out it was actually Danielle, allegedly. It seems strange to me that she wouldn't pay for the gym for her daughter's cheerleading, because it seems like is her daughter just done with cheerleading? Like, I think that's like a reason a lot of people might have thought it was Melissa as well, because Antonia was going off to college. So if she would have left like a bill at the dance studio, it wouldn't have seemed like such a big deal. But apparently, again, this blind item was pertaining to Danielle. Now, I told you guys also a couple of days ago that Danielle and Nate actually were with Melissa and Joe when they went to the movie premiere. If you listened to their podcast, I think that they made sure to mention they went to a movie premiere and met Kevin Hart because they were really excited to meet Kevin Hart. Melissa posted it on their Instagram. She posted a carousel of photos. But what I noticed in those photos was that she didn't have any pictures of Danielle or Nate from the same night, from the same party, from the movie premiere. And when I saw photos of Danielle, she was wearing sort of like a bright pink tube top with like long sleeves. I don't want to say tube top, like belly top maybe, with like some high waisted pants that tied. It didn't, it wasn't like a terrible outfit, but it didn't look great on her for whatever reason. It wasn't very like flattering, maybe. I mean, she did get her tummy tuck, and maybe that's why the blind item said that she's been flaunting things around town, but I don't know really like flaunting her tummy tuck in the shirt or not. But regardless, Melissa, I think, was embarrassed to like be seen with her, and she posted zero photos of her and them together. Like you wouldn't even have known that they were at the same event. Like you wouldn't have known if you hadn't have seen you had to have seen Danielle's post and Melissa's post separately to know that they were at the same event, because Melissa was like, "Oh no." You know, she's sort of social, they're trying to hang out with Kevin Hart. Like, let's be real here. They're trying to hang out with Kevin Hart. They did get a photo with him. I think they've met him a couple of times because I feel like I've seen photos on Melissa's Instagram of Kevin Hart before. So I just want to make sure that we corrected that and got all of that cleared up, because it caused so much confusion, because we're kind of used to, when we hear about things going unpaid in New Jersey, who do we normally think of? So you can't like blame people. I feel like the blind item should have been maybe a little bit more I don't know, like they made it seem like this little gym was really trying to like recover their money, and that they were going to, they had almost shut down during COVID, and people were commenting saying, when Luann from the Real Housewives of New York City, she owed this huge bill. The next day she went and paid it because it made it to the media. Why doesn't that happen to the other housewives, right? And so a lot of people, myself included, was reposting, resharing, talking about this blind item on my podcast in hopes that the bill would get taken care of. So I'm not sure if maybe the bill did get taken care of, and now we're just rebuttaling, sort of like the whole Brad Garrett thing. If you guys remember, like day one, Brad Garrett was calling Joe a scam artist. Like the next day, Brad Garrett changes his caption to a little bit nicer, and then like the third or fourth day, it's like, oh, Joe Gordo's an amazing man, we love him so much. That's just how it goes sometimes. So, yeah. Also, Real Housewives of New Jersey they were just nominated. I think Jennifer Aiden just announced on her Instagram that they were nominated for, I think, People's Choice for reality television. So there's that. Um, what else? I had something else to tell you guys. What did I say we were going to talk about? We had the blind item. Oh, I posted a photo of Danielle from the night of the movie premiere, and it was actually posted by Melissa's old nose on Twitter first, and so I shared it on Instagram and had 1.7. Well, it went viral within like a day or two, because it has 1.7 million views as of right now. So I don't know if Danielle's going to have much of a fan base. I'm kind of interested to see what you guys think of what, like, to me, it feels like Danielle's fan base really came from the overflow of Jennifer and Teresa's fan base. When Danielle came onto the show, we know that producers brought her on as Team Teresa. Teresa and Louis were hanging out with Nate and Danielle a lot before production started on her first season. You can go back and look at the photos. Production encouraged them to get to know each other, to become friends. So when Danielle's first season came on, she was working under two of the best housewives. I mean, Teresa Giudice is, in like the top three housewives ever. And Danielle was working with Jennifer Aiden, again, top tier housewife. And they basically set her up with a perfect storyline. When it was all said and done, they helped give her a storyline, and they helped interject herself into something that had nothing to do with her, that got her camera time, that got her conflict, Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Like, if they wouldn't have told her the secret, if they would have left her out of the secret altogether, what would we have really seen from Danielle amongst the other women? Just the Margaret drama? Um, Danielle telling Melissa at the finale gave her a tremendous amount of screen time. And it really, like I said, interjected her into the storyline and the conflict, giving her opportunity, but she didn't see it that way. She felt played. If you guys remember the reunion, she went backstage and was like, "They played me." No, honey, they just gave. All right, guys, can you hear me now? Please, Barbara, Angel, anyone, if you guys can hear me, I would love it if you would let me know. Just comment. Sometimes this happens, unfortunately. I'm not sure why it happens to me, specifically on StreamYard. Can you hear me now? Anyone? Yes. Okay, perfect. Awesome. So, anyways, Danielle and this season, I don't think that she's going to have a whole lot to go off of because, like I said, she was working under Teresa and Jennifer. Teresa saying all of the trolls are going to get exposed this season. I very much believe that. I think that we're going to see probably a little bit about Marge the Sarge. I'm getting the feeling that Jackie has probably let Teresa know a lot of what transpired behind the scenes with all of them before like the reunion per se. We've heard rumors that Margaret hosted a get together, if you will, prior to the reunion, about what they were going to say and this and that. um Kim D, I think, was on Dana Wilkie, and she was talking about Louis' ex, Vanessa. She I don't know if she's spinning it or not, but she said that Jackie initially was the first one to really reach out to Vanessa, or she was the first one to have Vanessa to her home, I guess. um i I still think that Margaret and Vanessa had a stronger relationship and a stronger bond than Jackie ever did. I'm going to be honest. Jackie might have been involved a little bit at the beginning, but I don't see Jackie really rolling with this woman, through the whole season and putting out a lot of the information, because I think that most of us saw a lot of what she was saying to be very, hard to debate on social media, if you will. Jackie also knows Margaret the Sea Hag spread that rumor about her. Thank you, Barbara. This is a great point. Jennifer Aiden actually let us know this a couple of reunions ago, and unfortunately, it didn't carry the weight in the water that it should have, because I think Jackie at that time was just at a place where she was mentally unable to handle any more bullshit about her husband, you know, doing whatever it was that he may or may not have been doing, right? We found out since then that the town, the actual, city there that Margaret lives in, is the same city where allegedly Evan was meeting up with this woman who was, of course, allegedly at the gym that Frank owned. And that's how all of the men sort of kind of got involved, right? The town is small. I'm not sure, that area over there, that Bergen County, like that's like very, very ritzy. Like some of the people in like the top 10% of the population of the US live there. So it is small, but still very wealthy. And I just think Jackie couldn't fathom the fact that Margaret would be capable of really doing that. And I think that maybe as time went on, see, here's the thing, Jackie's not done. Okay, Jackie suffers from an ED just like an addict suffers from addiction, just like someone who is addicted to corn or somebody who likes, needs to lose 30 pounds for whatever. Like Jackie's not stupid. I think she was just having a rough time overall, right? And she just couldn't mentally deal with the fact that Margaret would betray her like that. But as time went on, and as Jackie got stronger and healthier, and she saw the way that Margaret moved towards Melissa and towards the other ladies, Teresa, etc., I think it became much more believable to her, right? Like fast forward 2 years of working side by side with Margaret, she's seen how Margaret did this person dirty, or she planted this, or she said this, or she's seen the way production is feeding Jackie's not stupid. So something told Jackie, like, this woman isn't your friend. Something, or like maybe a multitude of little things collectively made Jackie say, pump the brakes. And so I think that a couple of years of her watching Margaret make moves, Margaret make phone calls, watching Margaret stay up all night on her iPad, watching Margaret, allegedly getting people or bloggers in trouble or getting them demonetized, any of those sorts of things, that these different things that Margaret has allegedly been accused of, if she's done them and Jackie's been a participant or, has just been team Margaret. So by default, she's seen transactions, if you will, take place, i.e. the pizza oven. Let's not forget she did drive and meet this blogger for this pizza oven and allegedly gave her like a $500 Walmart gift card for this fabuloso pizza oven that she was going to bring onto the reunion to somehow embarrass Louis and Teresa. That, I mean, even to an average person or to average listeners and followers like you and I, seems a little sketch, right? Your coworkers driving to meet someone they never met before to get this pizza oven that's not for sale, that was donated. Somebody put it online on eBay because it was donated. They're reselling it, and you're trying to obtain it. So you're not even sending Lexi or an assistant. You're driving your happy ass to meet this lady. You don't know who she is. You don't know who that blogger. I mean, you might think you know who that blog, but unless if maybe you and the blogger had a really great relationship or had corresponded for a while, I mean, I don't know. Wouldn't you be a little bit hesitant to just roll up on somebody that you met on the internet? And I don't know. But I would say some of those things that Jackie saw Marge Lesarge do probably prompted her to be like, you know what, I'm on the wrong team, and I have the brains enough to realize that I'm on the wrong team, and I'm humble enough to go to the other team and say, I was wrong. Like, can I please be on your team now? I'll warm the bench. I'll be the water girl even for a while. Like whatever you guys need. Like, but I got to switch teams. I need y'all pick me over here because this team is it's a little sketchy. And I also probably suspect that a lot of the way Melissa handled things about the rumors with her ex and about the rumors and the footage of her in Ireland talking about wanting to text her ex and the PR person and all of that, she's not really kicking it with Melissa either. Birds of a feather flock together. I think Margaret and Melissa are sort of in a place where like they know that they're prepared to do whatever it takes. I don't think Jackie's prepared to do whatever it takes. I think Jackie's just smart. She's like, work smarter, not harder. Like, I'm on the wrong team. I got to make amends and fix this so that I can keep my spot on Real Housewives of New Jersey, and maybe even continue to, progress. Lisa, Jackie got healthy and woke up, and now she's gonna have her moment. I hope so, Lisa. I agree with you. I think Jackie looks really healthy. She looks great. I always said I like Jackie. I just wanted Jackie to get a stylist because I've said before, if you're not in the industry, if you don't know, there's lots of tricks to the trade. There's tape, there's makeup, there's shadowing, there's lighting, there's lots of things. It takes a whole team to put together a really great housewife and make sure that everything is good, right? So I think that Jackie's one mistake a little bit was that, maybe she just didn't want to spend the money. She herself admits that she's frugal. That's fine. I get it. You know what I mean? I'm frugal too, but sometimes if you're on a national show like this, if you want to make money, you got to spend a little bit of money. You are sort of you're standing next to people like Jennifer Aiden who can go buy Chanel and Gucci. She can buy Gucci out if she wants to, right? She can buy Chanel out if like you got to be able to compete with that a little bit as well if you want to be on that level. So I think that Jackie just maybe got like a stylist, maybe she got, you know what I mean, some people around her, a team of people. You need a team. Like you can't do it all yourself. And especially like having the ED issues, she needs to feel confident in all angles if she's going to be on camera, because when you're on camera, you don't know if it's coming from this angle, this angle, this angle, where's it coming from? So therefore, I think if she's a stylist and someone who's dressing her and helping her, it's encouraging her. It's giving her a little bit of confidence too. And that's going to show. And she looks amazing. Her hair looks amazing. Her hair looks the best it's ever looked. I don't know who's doing her hair, but again, when you rock with certain girls, you're going to get the benefits of that. And maybe the benefits are, Teresa has an amazing style, has a secret stylist that a lot of people don't know about, or this, or different tricks or trades, or friends of, the it girl, whatever you want to call it. I think that team Teresa, team Jennifer looks good on Jackie. And I hope that she's able to, do well on her podcast, be successful. It concerns me that her podcast is with Jen Fessler, and Fessler is so close to Marge. I don't know, that I'm not really about, but I think it's probably great for her to get out there, for Jackie to get out there, for Jackie to talk, for Jackie to resonate with fans, and it'll probably help her, popularity as well. Here's another thing. This is another advantage of hanging out with Jennifer and Teresa. Their fans roll over and support that's how good of fans Teresa and Jennifer have, that they literally support whomever it is they're supporting. Like if you're friends with Jackie, then we're gonna support and show Jackie love too, right? And we did that with Danielle. And I think Danielle might have thought that these people were really her fans, but I think most of them were Teresa and Jennifer fans, and they were showing Danielle love and support. And now that she's going to be on Team Margaret, on Team Melissa, I don't think she's going to see the sort of good press from bloggers and fans that she got last year. If you all watch Salt Lake City, someone needs to pull a Heather on Monica. That was an epic ass. Oh, Salt Lake City. I think that right now, Salt Lake City, like the Gorgas and everyone, Danielle included, everyone's so happy that Salt Lake City is like the talk of the franchises right now, with everything that's going on with Joe and the whole getting kicked out of the gym, and Danielle with the blind item. Like, they are so happy that Jen Shaw and Salt Lake City and this black guy and Monica are on the scene and taking all of the bad attention away from them. It's even taking the attention off of Morgan and freaking Kyle Richards. Like, no one's even really talking about them either. And we just saw them in an episode feed each other fruit. Okay, we saw Kyle and Dorit scissors. I mean, we just saw a lot of crazy things in Beverly Hills last week, and no one's even talking about it really. So Salt Lake City is taking over the franchises right now. We still have 2 more parts to go. So a lot of inconsistencies when it comes to Monica. I'll definitely do a video about that. If you watched my live a couple of days ago, some of the things that I found. And I'm going to explain all of that in a separate video. But I just want to hop on and do a live and make sure that I cleared up with you guys again the blind item that was circulating on Twitter that was for the small business that almost closed during COVID that was owed money, like about $500 from a housewife. Everyone assuming it was messy, but we have learned it was actually Danielle. So, yeah, we need Danielle to please go take care of the cheerleading bill to the nice family who own the gym. And then maybe the person who put the blind item up will take their thread down, right? And everything will be at peace for right now. Also, guys, make sure you comment. Do you think that we're going to be getting them in February? It's already almost the middle of January. We don't have a trailer. We don't have a release date. And to be honest with you guys, I'm not seeing any press. I'm seeing press from Melissa. If you look up Melissa, all you find right now are headlines and more headlines about her and Teresa's relationship. Even though they allegedly didn't talk or film together all season, we're still making headlines with their relationship. So I don't know how that works, but there you have it, guys. So make sure that you hit that like button. Make sure that you follow. I'm going to be dropping more content, like I said, on my podcast, Housewives 411. And then I'll upload it to YouTube as well. But I hope you guys have a great Friday. Happy weekend. Pray for my car because somebody hit me in the parking lot tonight and they just drove off. So, yeah, have a great day.